Hi there. My name is Seb Valentin, and I feel so blessed to have each and every one of you guys here today with me. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I've decided to follow a calling that I've felt for a couple months now. It's something I've thought about for a while, but I decided to finally take action and do something with this thought that's been following me around. And that thought has been to just create some sort of community where I can tie in spiritual growth and personal growth. And I do this through different scripture readings and analyzations, and sharing personal stories and tying those in also with scripture and different theological topics. So I hope you guys are excited, or just as excited as I am, to start this journey and to really get out there. I'm very excited, very grateful to have the opportunity to be able to create a community like this. It's something I'm starting online, but I would definitely love to expand one day to where it's universal, just to help as many people as possible. So the structure for it real quick, and then I'll get into the point of today's video. It's just going to be 2 episodes a week, nothing too long. One is going to be more story-based, like today's episode, and then I'm also going to have episodes that are more analytical. As I said, they kind of focus deeply on scripture. How can we take apart the scripture and really see what God is trying to tell us, through that. These more story-based ones are going to be a little bit more personal. Now, the topic that I want to get into in today's video is walking through a dark valley. This is a metaphor we see in Psalms 23 whenever we're facing a hard time. We feel hurt, lost, empty, we're mourning, we're grieving something, we're hurt, plain and simple. And in these feelings and these emotions, we begin to question different things, and we might ask ourselves, where do we turn to now in this dark period in our lives? Where is God? Why is this happening? That's the most common one, is most people start asking and questioning why. Why is this happening? Or why did this happen? And, it really, situations like this can have a strong hold on us. They can completely take over our mind and our thoughts. And that translates, in our emotions as well. And then that translates into our actions. We can inadvertently hurt people or act in ways that don't align with our principles and values. And so in this darkness, we naturally start looking for a solution. But because we feel so lost, so empty, we don't know where to turn. And the solution here is a simple Bible verse. And that's Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, which reads, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This verse is so vitally important because it serves as a promise to us. Right now, put ourselves in the position of we're distraught, we don't know what's going on, we're lost, we're empty, there's just so much going on. But then we turn to this verse and we get a promise. We get a promise that everything is going to be okay. And it might be hard to believe when you're, deep in trouble and you're not sure, like, how can I really believe this? How can I really know that everything is going to be okay in the end? Like, can I trust God? This happened to me, so how can I trust him? And that's when we start having all of these thoughts and asking all of these questions, is when we need to shift our perspective and shift the way we think and see things. We need to take this bad thing happening to us and use it as a calling. What if God is calling us to trust more, to put our faith more in Him? It's essential that in these deep moments, we shift our perspective. And not only should we shift our perspective, but a lot of people turn away from God in these dark moments. And that should be the opposite. You should want to keep getting closer to Him so He can provide you with that comfort. He can give you that hug, wrap you in that blanket, and make sure that you're okay at the end of the night. I feel like we lose trust in this dark moment, but we have to do the opposite. And to do the opposite is to shift your perspective on the entire thing. Now, when you feel God in your life and you understand, okay, He's right. Everything's going to be okay. I'm praying more. I'm keeping my mind busy. I'm doing things that I like, that I want to do. And you're not so focused on the problem. You're more focused on God and allowing God to work through you to be able to create a new you. Because that's essentially what happens every time we go through something traumatic or very hard moment in a dark valley. We come out of that dark valley a changed person because God has changed us through these trials and tribulations. Something that we also need to take into account is that it's not going to happen overnight. We may think, okay, yes, I'm praying to God and I'm doing everything I can and I asked Him for help and I trust Him again and I want to do better and a week from now, a day from now, I'm going to be a whole lot better. That's not how it works. Because we're not on our timing. We're on God's timing. The whole point of having more faith and having more trust is to let God. The key here is to let go and let God. It's one of my favorite phrases. And I've been trying to tell it to myself a lot lately. We need to understand that because it's God's timing, because we are on God's time. We can't freak out. We can't just, get impatient. We can't say, oh, He's not working for us because I haven't seen results in a week or I haven't seen results in a month or whatever it is. It's whenever God will bring that to you. You need to have trust, faith, and understanding. And maybe try to look at it, again, shift your perspective. Life is all about shifting perspectives. Shift your perspective. What if God is making you wait because He wants you to gain more patience? Because He wants you to trust Him more. Take these as signs that maybe it's something else and it's not just what's in our heads. And to kind of connect this all together, I want to share a personal story of mine where I kind of felt this gloominess. I felt this, what's happening in my life. And now I just want to preface it by saying I'm very grateful and very lucky to have been able to go to college and get my degree. But in that process, when I was starting, I was kind of lost. Kind of lost in the sense that I knew where I wanted to go, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. And I really wanted to go to Colorado Boulder because I was looking at the best schools for aerospace engineering, and I was just so super excited. I was like, yes, Colorado Boulder's my dream. I would look at videos on YouTube, how's the campus? I would look at pictures. I'd be in class, senior year of high school, just so locked in, so focused on just, I can't wait to go to Boulder. I can't wait. And then I get an acceptance letter from them and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to Boulder. This is awesome. But then I also had other, options available to me. And I was considering them in case the Boulder situation didn't work out due to finances. And when I got accepted into Boulder and they sent me how much it was going to cost for out-of-state tuition, kind of woke up to the reality that this might not be possible. And so kind of shocked me. I was like, this has been my dream school for, a while. I've wanted to go here for so long. I was super excited to see everything that I could accomplish at a school that's so highly accredited in its aerospace engineering program. Like that's all I wanted, and it was heartbreaking to kind of see that it wasn't going to work out like that. And there was a lot of questions. There was a lot of why, why do I have to go through this? Why can't I not just go to Boulder and make it happen? But then I chose another option. I chose Penn State, and they were helping me out a lot more financially. So I figured that was, okay, this is the next best thing, and this is what I got. And there would be times where I would question throughout my time in Penn State, like, I wish I would have gone to Boulder. Why didn't I go to Boulder? Why is this happening? Whenever I'd have trouble in academics, XYZ, the other thing, which in hindsight, I would have had trouble anyways at Boulder. It's not like that changed anything, just irrational thinking there. But I prayed a lot. During that time. And I come to realize that really God sent me to Penn State for a reason. I was able to meet all of my best friends there. I was able to meet people that I will have lifelong relationships with and that I could have never found anywhere else. Those people weren't going to be at Boulder. God knew his plan for me. He knew what he was going to do with me. And, I started realizing that senior year, like, as I was going through another, why did I go to Penn State? And then I was like, no, there's a reason why I went to Penn State. God had a plan for me, and he put me here. And I'm grateful to him. I thank him every day for the friends that I've met. They've been by my side since I got there. Never faltered once. So to close off today's video, I just want to call you to action. I want to call you and challenge you to pray. Pray a lot this week. And if you're going through a really hard time, just know that it's going to be okay in the end. God has a plan for you. He knows where he's taking you, and he's bringing you to the next best place in your life. What you're about to experience, the growth. And although it may be painful, the growth that you're going to experience and the person who you're going to become at the end of it is going to be so worth it. It's going to be so beautiful. Just let God take over. Let God change your life for the better. If you enjoyed today's episode and this type of content, I invite you to join me for the journey. To come along with me and as I build this community and try to help as many people as possible. We can't do this alone. So just having each other's backs and having people part of this community would mean the world to me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. May God bless you.